Welcome to HealthyAyurveda.com. I'm Dr. Mike Dhaliwal, Vedic Sage. Today we'll talk about the relationships between the 5 great elements, ether, air, fire, water, and earth, the 20 qualities or the 10 pair of opposites, and the 3 primary doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. But first, let's determine the definition of health according to Ayurveda, because health is not simply the absence of disease. Instead, Ayurveda has a comprehensive view of health in the sense that when your doshas are balanced, when your bodily tissue has integrity, when the waste products flow out of the body without resistance or obstruction, when your mind and senses are clear, and when your soul experiences bliss, then and only then is one considered truly healthy. Also, before discussing the doshas, let's do a quick review of the previous lecture. The 5 great elements, again, ether, air, fire, water, and earth, are essentially the building blocks which pervade the entire universe. More importantly, the 5 great elements equally reside within all of us. The elements simplified can be thought of as ether provides the spaciousness which allows for movement, air provides the driving force for all movement within that spaciousness, fire represents transformation, water is lubricating, provides moisture and is cooling, and earth provides structure, form, and stability. According to Ayurveda, each substance or matter has gunas. Gunas being characteristics or qualities which distinguish it from other substances. So right from the beginning, we can begin to appreciate the correlation on how the elements express themselves through certain characteristics, or more specifically, the 5 elements are expressed through the 20 gunas. It's important to notice that these 20 qualities are actually 10 pairs of opposites. And next to each quality are the corresponding elements. For example, we see that Guru, which is the quality of heaviness, is the opposite of Lagu, which is the quality of lightness. Obviously, heavy and light are opposing qualities. And the quality of heaviness expresses the predominance of both earth and water elements, whereas light quality expresses the predominance of ether, air, and the fire elements. Similarly, we can see that slow and dull quality is predominantly earth and water elements, and that which is quick and or sharp, which is tikshna, is of the fire element. So such correlations can be made with all 20 gunas, or 10 pair of opposites. Just as another example, that which is unctuous or oily is the opposite of that which is dry. So unctuousness being the expression of the water element and dry being the expression of the air quality provides the basic concepts which will help us to manage certain conditions from an Ayurvedic perspective. Now comes the most exciting part. As mentioned earlier, the 5 elements and 20 qualities not only pervade the entire universe, but they equally reside within all of us. Depending on the predominance of the elements and qualities within an individual, this determines one's basic, unique constitution, being Vata, Pitta, or Kapha dosha. For example, Vata expresses the predominance of ether and air elements, which embodies the qualities of cold, light, dry, mobile, and subtle qualities. And due to those qualities, Vata individuals are predisposed to certain conditions such as weight loss, dry skin, dry hair, constipation, anxiety, which will be discussed further in greater detail in the other videos. Pitta is the predominance of fire and water elements, which possesses the qualities of hot, sharp, light, and oily qualities, and therefore Pitta individuals are predisposed to conditions such as intense hunger, acid indigestion, certain skin conditions such as rashes, urticaria, eczema, inflammatory conditions. Kapha, being the predominance of water and earth elements, has the qualities of being slow, dull, heavy, oily, and dense. And because of these qualities, Kapha individuals are associated often with sluggish digestion, weight gain, stagnation, edema, lethargy. So just by understanding these fundamental principles, elements, qualities, and doshas, we can appreciate the personalized approach that Ayurveda provides in helping one to stay balanced. Balanced in the sense of one's basic constitution, which is called Prakriti. So now let's take a closer look at the 3 primary doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha dosha. So as stated previously, Vata individuals are primarily the air element, and therefore, just like the wind, they always enjoy moving, motion, and movement. Due to the air element, Vata types often experience and exhibit cold, dry, light, and mobile qualities. Often imbalances of Vata individuals are of dryness, irregularity, nervousness, anxiety, weight loss, irregular digestion, increased anxiety, worry, and insomnia, irregular sleep patterns. The management of Vata Dosha is realizing that Vata is predominantly ether and air. Therefore, we would consider removing excess ether and air within a person's lifestyle and diet. For example, Vata is increased by dry leafy vegetables, legumes such as beans and peas, airy snacks such as popcorn, or even dry toast can increase Vata. Excess fasting, irregularity in diet and lifestyle can increase Vata. So these are just easy and simple examples to demonstrate that which may increase Vata Dosha. Therefore, in order to help balance Vata, we need to consider removing that which increases excess Vata. Similarly, we want to consider that which has opposing qualities of Vata, which will help to balance Vata Dosha. So that which is heating, moisturizing, or moistening, and that which is heavy and grounding tends to help balance Vata Dosha. Ayurveda explains an interesting relationship between the taste with its corresponding therapeutic value. Generally speaking, sweet, sour, and salty taste will help to reduce Vata Dosha. Sweet, bitter, and astringent taste will help to reduce Pitta Dosha. And pungent, bitter, and astringent taste will help to reduce Kapha Dosha. Here we can see that sweet, sour, and salty taste will tend to reduce Vata Dosha. Now let's move on to the management or the basic concepts on how to manage Pitta Dosha. The very first thing that should come to mind when thinking of Pitta is the brilliant blaze of fire. Pitta types are hot, oily, and intense, and often experience imbalances of intense acidity, irritability, inflammation, perhaps loose stools, fever, and a sense of nauseousness. Therefore, to manage increased Pitta Dosha, we want to consider removing that which increases excess Pitta, as well as including that which has opposing qualities of Pitta Dosha. Therefore, the management of Pitta Dosha is centered around cooling, calming, and moderation. Pitta types often are balanced by sweet, bitter, and astringent taste, as these are considered to be most cooling. Now moving on to Kapha Dosha. When we think of Kapha types, we often think of loyal and compassionate individuals with a stable quality about them. This unique stability of Kapha arises from the predominant elements of both water and earth, which can also make Kapha types vulnerable to cold, moist, slow, and heavy characteristics. Kapha types, when imbalanced, often experience slow digestion, weight gain, congestion, edema, and even poor circulation, where stagnation takes place. For the management of Kapha Dosha, we want to consider removing that which increases Kapha, as well as introducing that which has opposing qualities of Kapha Dosha. Therefore, the management of Kapha, from a basic perspective, is introducing warming, drying, and lightening characteristics. Kapha types are often most balanced by pungent, bitter, and astringent taste, as these tastes are considered to be drying and lightening in the nature with catabolic actions. Alright guys, this was just a basic introduction on correlating the relationships between the 5 great elements, ether, air, fire, water, and earth, the 20 qualities or the 10 pair of opposites, as well as the 3 doshas, and the basic perspective on how to manage Vata, Pitta, and Kapha Dosha. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, take care.